or say which exists in mere name. So but maybe for some people that which exists in mere name might turn out into nihilism. I wondered. Might turn out into nihilism. Like what the Rangjuba think, Savatandrika think, school think, like that. Many things like that. Nihilism, foreign nihilism. Or Savatandrika think. That doesn't exist. Things doesn't exist in mere name, no. Things exist in name, yes. Leveled by mind and exist from its own side. So that's so only existing from its own side, not mind leveling, so that they don't accept that. So that's the objectively put according to Rangjuba, South Africa. I think possible, some people might think nihilism, like Rangjuba. So do not exist from its own side is more clear. For that kind of, literature, more clear, do not empty of existing from their own side. So all the merits acquired by oneself, merits acquired by oneself, sentient beings, Buddhas, all the merits is first 3 times merits, which are empty. So especially that might fall nihilism. Might fall nihilism if you don't know what to think. Might fall nihilism. Maintaining not emptiness, but you are maintaining nihilism. You have to be very careful in this. This is my suggestion. You may be thinking maintaining emptiness, but you are not maintaining emptiness. You are maintaining nihilism. You see, that which is empty, so means it doesn't exist. It means it doesn't exist. You see? So like that. So I was trying to ask Cousin Shiva at Kapam, what are the differences when you realize, for the mind who realizes emptiness, I, and for that mind, realizing I, empty, for that mind, what's the difference between that and the mind which is further nihilism? There's an I. What are the differences? But I didn't have enough merit to receive clear answer. No, he pushed me. He said, I exist. I exist. With the worry of for the nihilism, I exist. But you see, I was asking the difference for the mind, seeing realizing seeing the identity, and realizing emptiness, you see, and then the mind following nihilism. What are the differences? So, yes, I didn't have enough marriage. So, yes, that's true. I mean, the garden chiva. So, regional amatongaba, you see. So then I asked Khandula, what is she thinking? That's a very important point. If you don't know that, then you see mental endless. If you use, but you see much of the mental nihilism. If you're not careful. So Khandula told me, of course, I mean, great. Of course, Kathanjiva would have. So, yes, she said, you see that when you material empty, when the water says empty, there's something very strong. Something very strong. You see, understand something very strong. And that is, nihilism is not like that. Not strong, I say. For example, you know, you look for the table. This is the table. This is table. This part of the table. This side. You don't find table at the end. You don't find table. No table. You don't find any parts. This is not table, that and this not like it. So you don't find any table. By checking on the pieces and the whole thing, you don't find table. You see? So that is falling. If you believe there's no table, that is nihilism. That is nihilism. Everybody should understand. Yeah, I'm telling you, everybody should understand. That's falling nihilism. Not realizing emptiness. Not realizing emptiness. You should know, everybody should know, not realize emptiness. You're falling nihilism. Okay? Lama Tsongkhapa said, Kasure, Pumba. Usually in the Kawa Pumba is used for example, text, the breathing text. So Pumba, you check the Pumba vase, this vase, okay? This is not vase, this is vase, not vase, this no vase, you see, Pumba, neck and the stomach. So it's, then at the end there's no vase. So you see, no recognition what it was. So after all that, after all that, so that is a falling nihilism. That is a falling nihilism. Destroying the dependent arising. The tendency to tongbe kasa. Tendency to tongbe chalu imbes. It is a way of appearing. Destroying the dependent arising. The vase is a dependent arising. Vase exists in mere name, mere level of our mind, relating to the base. So there's a vase existing in man. So But this way of checking destroys the past, dependent arising. There's no past. At the end, they said, Nawatang. I don't know. Nawatang. Nawatang dental. Not recognized the appearance and dressing. I think at the end something like that. So you see, this is very important. To Pende, from Nalanda, old Unze, for many years. He did meditation in Shunyata. I mean, I don't know, I think table or something, I'm not sure. Meditation on emptiness. So he looked, he checked where the table is. He could not find. I think it's a table, I think, could not find it. Then he's either way checking, either way, nothing, no connection with the first thing, true lexion table. No touch. Gacha, never touch Gacha. Gacha is like that. Very, very, very heavily left there in a view. But never touch or the table. Or there's no table. They could not find table. Then he went to get some protector. So I think 3 went to people to attack. He went to ask Trukesh. Oh, then if you don't see, then there's the emptiness. So that was a very easy one. Look, I was. So then we went to ask Nathakeshi. Oh, that's it. Don't find table. What? So I checked. He said, oh, then you don't find it. Realize everything. So he told me. It's not like that. So, sorry, not that I have realization, but it's just, in Italy, very learned Geshe, yes. So I checked, he said, oh yes, that's a mental emptiness. It's very, very common non-learned Geshe. That's you look at the eye from the head and down the feet. Oh, and there's the eye. Oh, of course that's mental emptiness. He said, oh, that's very common. That mental emptiness is very common in the monastery. Very common. He said, okay, then I want to see the text. I want to see the text. This is mental emptiness. And he says he will look for text. So by the time tomorrow lunch, He says, I tried to look but didn't find. He said, that's known, that's well known in meditation emptiness. Oh, that's well known in meditation emptiness. Yongdar was. But this was, so but I want to see the text. Tomorrow by lunchtime, he said, couldn't find it. So you see, if there is a meditation emptiness, because that's correct meditation emptiness, why so much in the Lamrim explained? Gakcha, why? Why? 가장에베네 자방에베네 도마 마이맹에베네 4-point analysis. You go through that. 4-point analysis. 가장에베네 why did it come first? Why? Why did it come first? Why? You see? There's so much talk in the Lamrim. You know, the essence of philosophy in the Lamrim. Yeah. Why? What is the purpose of that? You see? What is the purpose of that? Why you ever getting him? Why you don't need that? You just meant, where's the table? You leave the kachak there, because trueless table, just leave it there. Never touch. So, never touch that, because meditation emptiness. You understand? It's a very simple thing. Very simple, but most important point. You see, if you want to shoot your enemy, thief or whatever it is, if you don't recognize that, how you're going to shoot your friend? There's danger to you might shoot your friend. You see? So, like that. Yeah. So you have to recognize first before you shoot it. See, you have to recognize the target. We shoot it. So, same thing. So meditation emptiness, same thing. But of course, you see, you never know. You can never tell who the person is. Could be just manifested to me like that. You never know. You see, to make clear for my mind, even it's mistaken, but for me to make more clear, who knows? One thing that you see, you look at the table, you don't touch at all. True relation table, real table, you don't touch, leave it there in your view. And that's what the table is. Then you don't find the simple vase. There's nothing to point out this vase. You see, the dependent rising vase that was dependent rising, Tenjung, Tendel, exists mere name, But depending on the world base, but depending on the world mind, those two, but depending on those two, then it exists. It exists in mere name. Depending on that, world mind, it exists in mere name. Mainly because the world base is there. Which receives name vase, or which receives this thing, limit of things, which receives name table. Depending to this, then related, depending to this, body mind labeling, merely labeling table. So that's all. That's all exists in man and like that. So it is unbelievable subtle. What the table is, unbelievable subtle. What table or what appear to you, what you believe, never like that. At all. Same thing with the eyes. If you analyze it, when writing, the mill exists in mere name, so it exists, yes, but it's so subtle. So anyway, so you see, after looking eye, never touching the gakja of the person. Where the eye second, then at the end you don't find nothing to recognize. There's the eye. So you see, now that one idea that doesn't give you, for raw intelligence, it gives fear, unbelievable fear. Because you have been believing from beginningless rebirth. From beginningless rebirth. You have been believing real I. From beginningless rebirth. So now now you don't find that. Now you don't find the real eyes. Real I. Now there's a real I, the gacha. So this gachas. This is now you see total absence, doesn't exist. So you see, now because you have been believing from beginning of birth, not from this morning birth, no, from beginning. So then you get incredible fear in your heart, in the law intelligence, law of the Sabbath. Incredible fear. Why fear arises? You understand from the beginning that you've been interesting, appearing, and you've been interested in that. 100%, the real I was. You do everything for that. You do everything for that. Every single action to get happiness for that, to go on to get suffering for the real I. Every single action, they're not. Which is not there. So, you see, so now you realize it's not there. So of course fear arises, of course. But you see, without touching, there's an I, this is not I, this is not I. You see, then, there's no, at that time, see, there's nothing to find out. But there's no fear. There's no real fear. Because it doesn't hit. It doesn't, if you're shooting, the bullet doesn't hit the ignorance. Why you don't fear? Why this way checking doesn't cause fear, big fear? Because it's like shooting arrow. It doesn't hit the ignorance. Ignorance, your root of samsara, ignorance, it didn't hit. You see? It's ignorance is comfortable left there. Ignorance is comfortable left there. Comfortable left there. You never touch. So of course no fear, no real fear. You see the big difference, those two big differences. You look for the real I, not mere level, but if you look at very subtle, merely labeled by the mind. I exist not merely labeled by mind. So that's very subtle, very, very subtle. Thank you, Akasa. So when you don't find that at all, total nonsense. No way. Total nonsense. So you see, something very strong. Yeah, you see, that's huge difference. The effect of the mind. The other one, no fear. No fear. Yeah, not that much fear. So the ignorance kept. Ignorance, ignorance is well kept. It never touched the enemy. Never touched to the Mara, your Mara. You see? You understand? So it's huge difference. So Kandala said, you see, what the mind difference is that seeing empty is something very deep. The time marriage, clarify myself, symptoms, all very deep. Very deep. You see the difference. Then there was the I, something empty, but very deep. Then, I didn't say like this, but that's what she said. But so I'm just delivering. So sentence means the enlargement, deep. So there's no real I. There's no real merit. Real I. There's no real enlargement. Something very deep. And real sentiment, something very deep. Then enlightenment, real deep. By oneself, by real oneself, deep. Like that real one, total non-existent. For your answer, total non-existent. Something very deep. So you see, Otherwise, if you're not careful, you see, our mentation becomes nihilism. You have to know that. Oh, there's a danger. It's very easy, empty. Then like doesn't exist. You see, it becomes nihilism, mentation nihilism. Oh, there's a danger if you don't know how to maintain emptiness. If you miss the biggest point, most important point, catching everything, if you miss that, or then your meditation becomes meditation of nihilism. To that, one thing to clarify. Okay, so presumption.
I have one question. Just one question.
Yeah.
Is there time, please? Just, Rinpoche was saying about the fear. So that's the deep, if you hit. And there's, if you hit deeply.
Can you wait for the microphone, please? Thank you.
Rinpoche, if I understand correctly, Rinpoche was saying if you hit deeply, then the fear comes. And so then I'm wondering when...
No, it's always fear. I mean, low intelligence fear, but high bodhisattvas, great happiness, unbelievable happiness, tears come, hairs should have. That's even some I think our student Ma, she nearly one monk got that experience. So that no, it's always fear.
But if the fear does come, because fear usually, when you have fear, usually it's an overwhelming state of mind, and fear implies that you become a bit paralyzed, or you can't think, like a deer in headlights. You can't, when you have fear. And so if you're meditating on emptiness and you have fear come, then what do you do?
You when the fear comes, then you jump up and dance. And you eat ice cream. Or you go to the beach and lay down naked. No, this question is very important what she asked. Anyway, it doesn't matter, you explained to the wife here, but I didn't hear exactly. But but that's a very important question. Jabja Kunalambaram mentioned that is a fear rising, that a child riding on horse. Child riding on horse. Child riding on horse. You see, child did come on the horse, but didn't know how to ride a horse. So didn't know complete experience. Didn't know complete experience of realizing emptiness. The total, complete experience doesn't know that. So some know, some doesn't know. So then, then fear comes. So the child is on the horse, but didn't know how to ride. So the fear rises. So Rinpoche used a child riding on a horse. So knows some subject emptiness, but doesn't know the full experience. Didn't hear, they didn't know full about the experience. Even you didn't have experience, but up to know from experienced Lama. You see, to know the complete. So yes, you need to share a complete experience about it. So then you know how to do. So like this. For example, when we recite Heart Sutra, when you say no, then some fear rises. That's a very good one. That means your target arrow is hitting on the right target, enemy, in T or. So when you say no, that it is hitting your target, ignorance, the root of samsara. It is hitting to that conception of the truly exists. So it's hitting to that. So that's why the fear rises. That's why, you see, when you read Sutra, even small fear rises during that time. Know this, know that. You see, that is hitting to the correct, hitting to the ignorance. So the fear rises. So that's a good one. I'm just giving you an example. Okay, so now you see, when you right after you, when you start to see emptiness of the eye, the preliminaries recognize gaksha. Right after, you see, right after the appearing real I, that we entrust 100%. There is gaksha. You debate, other times you so much debate, but you always think this is not gaksha, this is the, you see, but suddenly you come to know this is gaksha. This is realized gaksha. And then right after that, right after you recognize the gaksha, the I, you see, realize. Then you see, it cannot last, it cannot exist by itself. No. Cannot exist by itself. Realize, see. After you recognize gaksha, it's no choice. It's kadori. You realize, you see, there's total false. So there's total false, that's a way to recognize gaksha. Total false. So when you try to realize that the total false, it cannot stay. It cannot stay by itself. No choice. Well, how to say, dissolve, I don't know, but correct, but see, cannot stay. So you start to see that itself is non-existent. You understand? That itself non-existent. So you see, you've been holding the I from beginning listening, but up to now like this. So real I and real on holding the real I and cherish so much. From cherish then the numberless sentient beings, more important than numberless sentient beings. This I. Not only real I, but there's a real I, but you cherish the real I like this. You understand? They're not ultimately. So then, when you after recognize the gaksha, then you see, there's nothing there. There's nothing there to hold on. You have nothing to hold on to. Suddenly you discover there's nothing. Doesn't go anywhere through the chimney or through the door or cabin. No. You see, but suddenly there's nothing there. Just like that. I mean, we talked one day before, some time ago. Suddenly that's same thing. Not only I. Your view of real form, real sound, real sound, smell, fart, whatever. So you see, it's just tangible, like that, like the eye, not there. I think I told you the Washington, but it's at what honorable state. It's come to that conclusion to not exist, but the real house, Washington, you see. So the fermentation, the short time, so come to that. So that's the guess, that's just idea, you see. Anyway, so not an I, whole thing, everything is like that, whole thing. Your whole world, not that, not Washington, the whole world is like that. We have hallucination. It's everything real. And say, the concept which interests, that's the basis of problem. All the samsara problem came from that. From that concept, all the samsara problem came from that. All the problem what we have, all came from that. You have to know that. Understand? Mm-hmm. Oh, so they say. So looks like you start seeing emptiness, but then you see, because you don't know whole experience. You're not explained by, you didn't get explanation, or then, even though you're studying scriptures, but you see, so you are afraid you're falling in nihilism. Because you see, there's the I. Then nothing to hold on. So you're falling, you don't know exactly the experience of emptiness. So you're falling in nihilism. I'm falling in nihilism. Oh, it's so dangerous, I'm falling in nihilism. So you try to hold, you try to believe, that's I, you try to believe, yeah? You are in the correct process. But because you don't know whole information, so you try to block. You total, complete realization. It's happening, but you block by yourself. So, I'm falling in. I'm falling in. See? Then you try to think, there's I. So then is your experience to completely realize the emptiness, and stopped for a long time. For a long time it doesn't happen, it blocks. So that, you see, you have strong devotion to the Guru. You don't look at the Buddha. Then you do continual purification, collecting merits. With Tattva Buddha, you know that continual. Then that time, because the imprint from past life, reading emptiness teaching or hearing listening teaching, so imprint left. So because of this, then there's the right time, everything is ready, at the right time. You see, so you get the experience. But then, because you don't know all experience, so then this danger happens. So you see, so therefore you see, now that's what happens is best success. Is what already happened, realized from beginning of this report up to now. Now that's happening. So, so what you do is that, you see, you have to cross the river. You should get other side. You should continue going. Even the fear rises, you should not stop. That becomes the biggest obstacle. So you should continue. And so like you're crossing the bridge, you're crossing the river, you're crossing the river, reach the other side. So if you continue to cross, you reach the other side. All like that, even the fear comes, you see, that's a very good sign, fear comes. So you must continue. That you appear like nihilism, there's no I. Yeah, you see? You should continue with the fear. You should complete that. You should complete that experience. You should go through, not stop. Why that experience happens? Oh, Ketsan Jayamulam, Ketsan, which is, I don't know, one of the past lives, who was Bodhisattva, explained in his teaching of Mahamudra. Why you get experience, there is no I. You're not falling nihilism, but look like that. You think like that. You look like that, but you're not falling nihilism. As I said before, it's unbelievable fear that you're not falling nihilism. This is correct. So that's what special raw intelligence. You see? So why this appearance happening in the denial is because it is proving you, showing you, proving you there is no real I. The proving that there is no real I. There is no real I on the aggregates. There is no real I. There is no real I. There is no true existence. There is no real one. There is no real I on the middle level I. On the aggregates, on the middle level I, there is no true existence. For you, look like that's not Paulinism, like that. That's happening because that's proof you on the aggregates, there's no real I. On the middle level I, there's no real I. There's no true existence in that. So that's what can Jamalam. So if I say another way, there's no I on the I. There's no I on the I. So there's no I on the I means there's no I on the I. So on the I is a middle level I. There's no I on the I on the first one, middle level. So there's no I. That is the real I. That is the true existence. That is the true existence. So there's no I on the I means there's no true existence. On the middle level I. So there's no I on the I. So same thing. There's in the flower or the tanka, the brocket, yellow, red, blue. I mean, you see, the red on the red, blue on the blue, all like that, you see. So similar, you can. So, so like that. First one is what's the middle level. There's a red on the red. So on the red, that's a middle level red. Then the second one is real red. That's true existence. So I mentioned the other day, emptiness on the table, emptiness on the vase, emptiness on the eye. The philosophical text talk about permitting it to any, targeting it to any, lighting it to any. Emptiness on the eye, emptiness on the table, emptiness. So you see, and now you see in Qatar. Yeah, so the Qatar. So first, second, you see, I think I explained to you about one time before during the initiation or something. So for example, aggregates, the aggregates, mind to focus on aggregates, mind to focus on the aggregates. So merely imputed I. That mind merely imputed I. So the first split seconds was unbelievable subtle. There's I, but that is what's there. There's I, but it's there. It exists in mere name. It's unbelievable subtle what it is. So that's all the action. Create virtue, experience happiness. Create non-virtue, experience suffering. So all in mere name. Achieve enlightenment in the mere name. Experience suffering in the mere name. Experience hell, mere name. Experience nirvana, mere name. Experiences suffering samsara in mere name. That. So okay. So then then you see. So next thing is next split second is you see what is merely labeled by the mind, then that should appear back. should appear back as it is merely labeled, but doesn't appear. That is the correct one. But because negative imprint left on the mental continuum from beginning to rebirth by ignorance, but samsara ignorance, holding the real truth, real I. So leaving negative imprint from beginning to rebirth on the mental continuum. So then immediately after you create the I merely level by mind, or then the next second, then this negative imprint is not purified, so this project, so decorate, project or decorate on that real existing from its side, real, the truly exists by itself, it's by nature, so real one. So this common word that we use, real one. So it means exists from inside. So the third, that's the second, So that your mind mentally fabricated, projected or decorated, like the three purification, decorated, that real one. Then the third split second, then you entrust, then you, to your mind, your ignorance, totally entrust that, believe that, totally entrust that. This is true, or that concept is your root of samsara, from where all the past, present, future, all the suffering arises, about old age, sickness, and death. All the suffering and change, jirutuma, all come from that. All the samsara pleasure, nature of suffering, come from that. And pervasive compound suffering, kapatujituna, basis of true other suffering, all come from that. This concept, from this concept, you entrust this. We live our life day and night. We do every single action for this real I, but it's not there. We go to kindergarten, go to university to get degree, to get a job for this real I. It's not there. To be president, America, president of France. This is real life, but it's not there. Anyway, so husband, wife, children, I don't know what else, many. But it's real I, but it's not there. To become a millionaire, billionaire, for this I, but it's not there. So you cheat others, you kill others, animals and people, or we can then, it should get happiness for this I, lama chen, nigger kama, for this I, but it's not there. So anyway, other lives like this. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah. So anyway, that's true. Yeah. So, you see how it happens. I'm telling you, like that, I explained the three evolutions, you see. So anyway, the root of samsara, how we create the root of samsara, you understand? So it's just a concept, Wow. From where everything comes suffering, oceans or something, we create samsara is that. So anyway, the main thing is, what's Rinpoche explained? Okay, diamond, all of that. So there you look like falling in nihilism, but not falling in nihilism because of fear. But here is launched. So you should continue that. You should go through the fear. So like crossing the river, get the other side. If you get back, then you never don't reach the other side. So you should go through this. By knowing that you're so fortunate now, by knowing that you should go through that. Then you can realize. You're just about realize. Really the most fortunate one, not to be free from samsara, to start with that, you see. So result to be free. So from developing the wisdom, then the direct perception, then that helps to see the seed of delusion karma. Then you bring free with delusion karma, then free with samsara. So you continue the experience, go through the fear, complete. So that must be that. And so the feeling as well, that I'm following nihilism, that comes, then there is a Ketan, which was said, get the time, and all of that. So then, that the nature of that, there's one time when everything's ready, when everything's kind of go together in your mind, you see, devotion to the Guru is strong devotion, then not degenerated. Then develop, then continual purification, collective merit. Then because due to past image, then nowadays, then it walks, you see, experience, character experience. Then you see, I think this is most important, that you are happening, success happening. So you recognize that, go through, not stop. Is it okay? Clear? Is it a little bit clear? Huh?
Yes, Rinpoche.
Okay, good night. Yeah. What? Does she?
Dedication.
Dedication. Okay. Yeah, dedicate.
Yeah.
Dedicate the dedication. Sorry. Please pray for my daughter, Lao's desires. Lao's And this is in emergency hospital in Bordeaux. Thank you, Mother Sandra Frank. In okay, so yeah, due to all the past person which I married to, collected by me, 3 times married to, collected 2 times married to, collected by numberless sentient beings, numberless Buddhas. Oh, this guy, that. Me kasuri. Yeah, me Laos desires. Me ha kasuri disease had immediately recovered, and never ever born in the lower realm. And kasuri and actually bodhicitta in this very lifetime. Her life to be most beneficial for the sentient beings every day, every hour, every minute, every second. The achieving enlightenment. That's good words. Then the same thing. Here, Katur Dijili and Natalie and Karasa and Emily, Ilya. And yes. They know the sick people. Then here, then those who are alive from my promise, names come to me. All the sick people. So like that. Like that. Oh, samje neba chinyeba nyudu nele tajuji. Nena maluva tato jungwa me parisho semje neba chinyeba nyudu nere tajuji nena maluva tato jungwa me semje neba chinyeba nyudu nere tajuji Nama luva tato jungwa me parajo. On the better, did all that the past the best, which I made to call me, through I married to call about the Malis Buddha. Meta Kato, but you're going to got but during the teaching last long time and maybe spread in the directions, 10 directions. And by the guide and all the students and in the world, and then particularly all of us here, including our parents and all the volunteers, 51 volunteers, all the volunteers. Then Feng Shua, Balure, all the directors, all the people who came here fast to receive teaching, work at Yogini, and now in the future, similar Nanda, all to be guided by Yogini in all the lifetime. Never ever to reborn Lord and the Lord to achieve enlightenment, but you can Tabakacho then as quick as possible. Okay? That. And that's it, I think. Okay, then. Jamal Bavachita Jamba, the Kunda Samadi, the Kunja Jetandala Jankawajata, Tamjarato. So the Jabeja, Tamde Jongwa, Kala Chudonga, but the Daga Gaveta, digging just some 我这家伙总安排出的那么白话，他给这怎么去我的中间忙了，怎么说？哦，他心里头真的这位中间，这位中间怎么样？帮助这种男的家伙了，家伙他把说这那么难做，这家伙了，家伙了，他就什么怎么可能上不了家？大道没是道，不能说我们都是咱们个说大道没是道，不能说都是咱们个说大道没是道，不能说我们都是咱们个说大道没是道，不能说我们都是咱们个说大道没是道，不能说我们都是咱们。大道没是道，不能说我们都是咱们个说好，没就在家园去了，到等着路啊，没别他妈。大概了，大概做个那他们别那个你知道吧？说，thank you very much. Good night.
都是上千丈根根为三千共配为空是多不子，说送口为人们多多。把这对些程度上的说。